Welcome to the Fly Route Pod. I'm going to cut to the chase. About 96% of y'all watching this video have not subscribed, and I need that number to go up to continue to make these videos and support the channel. So slam that subscribe button on your screen right now and hit the notification bell. And while I have you, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors at mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag is the best place for you to get your sports betting on. MyBookie.ag has live in-game betting on every NFL game for my diehard cappers and prop bets such as the over-under on fantasy points. Use promo code FLY and receive a 100% match on your first deposit up to $1,000. That's double your money to double your winnings with your first ever deposit using promo code FLY. All right. I want to get into my Fly 5 picks with you all today. But first off, the NFL is back, and so is being able to bet on games that you were already watching while testing your NFL knowledge and making a lot of money. Do that with MyBookie. MyBookie.ag has live in-game betting on every NFL game for my diehard cappers. For all my fantasy heads and casuals, they have prop bets such as the over-under on fantasy points for players. Use promo code FLY and receive an 100% match to your first deposit of up to $1,000. That's double your money, double your winnings with your first ever deposit using promo code FLY and make it a winning season for you at mybookie.ag. Look at your boy paying some bills. So in honor of that, we're going to give you the Fly 5 picks right now. So the first one I want to talk about is the odds on the Giants beating the Broncos, which is shocking to me. The money line is plus 140 on my bookie right now. Now, that's not a win that should really shock anybody if the Broncos lost to the Giants. The Broncos have excellent receiver talent. They've loaded up, adding Kadarius Toney, adding Kenny Galladay, already having Sterling Shepard. Evan Ingram could possibly come on. Who knows when. Saquon Barkley can catch it out the backfield, but also he's back and can run. He'll probably be on some type of limited reps, but he exists. They've made some additions to that defense to make it a little bit stronger. The Broncos are really only favored by 3 points. So, look, and New York is at home. So that tells me that they are not confident that the Broncos are going to just come in here and take this game. It's going to be actually a very close game. And I like the money line for plus 140. That means if you bet $100, you would win $140. This is just too good and too juicy to pass up. This isn't a guaranteed pick, but it is something that I think is a big value pick for you all this week. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is my safest bet of the week. And my safest bet of the week is the Packers versus the Saints. The Packers need to cover the spread of 5 points. The line is minus 115. The Saints are going to be bad this year, and the Packers are going to be good. I would be shocked, appalled, and kind of disgusted if the Packers could only beat this Saints team by 5 or less points. Basically, they got to win by a touchdown. Not even hitting the field goal. Look, the Saints have no receivers early. Their wide receiver 1 is Marquez Callaway, who I like. But their wide receiver 2 is Ty Montgomery, who's also might be listed on their running back depth chart now as well, that they got rid of Latavius Murray. They are light. They do not have any depth. They've given up a lot of their depth and talent on defense as well, trying to get back under the cap this year. Look, the Saints aren't even able to play at home with home field advantage. They have to play the game at a neutral site, which means they are still playing in COVID conditions with no home team. Look, in absent Bakhtiari, the Packers are pretty healthy. Rodgers is healthy. Aaron Jones is healthy. Devontae Adams is healthy. I don't understand how this is not one that you hammer on, because this is a good, easy win for you. Packers by 5. Now I want to talk about the game of the week. Now the game of the week to me is self-explanatory and needs no argument. The game of the week to me is the Chiefs versus the Browns. To be fair, I have the Browns winning this game. The spread is 6 points at minus 110 both ways. But personally, I'm staying away from this. The money line is plus 220 though on the Browns winning, and I'm telling you the Browns will win. So boy, oh boy, that is juicy. But I'm not willing to put my money against the Chiefs just yet. But I truthfully believe that the Browns have a very strong chance at this game, particularly because Kansas City's offensive line will be a strength at some point in time. They've revamped it, got players that are actually healthy, that are really good at this game, but they're really new as well. The defensive line of the Cleveland Browns have worlds more continuity than the offensive line of the Kansas Chiefs. And they have also bolstered that defensive line and bolstered that defense. We are really going to get to see how good the Browns can be, letting them match up with, some people might say, one of the highly favored Super Bowl favorites in the Kansas City Chiefs. I honestly believe that this is going to be a not actually super high scoring game. If it gets extremely prolific and high scoring, I think then the Chiefs will take it away. I don't want anybody to get in a shootout with the Chiefs, to be honest. So I'm telling you right now, I believe the Browns will steal this one. I think the Browns are going to be very, very good this year. They're going to be able to run the ball, keep it away from Kansas City. They're going to be able to have an effective pass rush to limit the big plays from Mahomes, and they're going to have a strong game script that allows them to control Kansas City week 1. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you all about are the games that I honestly believe that we are going to learn the most from this week. Now, the first for me is Miami versus New England. The Patriots are favored to win by 3 at minus 115 odds. I like that line for the Pats. I would take this line if you're a Pats fan or you just want to bet on this game. I would definitely take the Patriots to cover the 3-point spread. They are also at home in Foxborough, and we are going to learn a lot about both of these teams. So more than who's going to win, I want to talk about how important this game is for the narrative for both of these teams going forward. Mac Jones, we will finally get to see him against NFL starters and a coach on the other side who has schemed for him and is a Belichick disciple in Brian Flores. We know he can bring a well-schemed defense together and has done both of his years in Miami so far. And he knows what the Patriots offense wants to look like based off his time in New England. And they are trying to get back to some of the canon, the old Patriots way, getting Mac Jones back in. We get to see what this rebuilt Patriots offense will look like. They spent all that money to not look absolutely anemic like they did last year. They've upgraded in the quarterback position as far as throwing the ball. And we will know week 1 against this Miami team if the Patriots' offensive weapons have taken the step forward necessary to justify any of the hype that they have received this season. We will also get to see where the Patriots' defense is, and I think that's going to be big. I want to see what their secondary looks like, especially with Stephon Gilmore starting on the PUP list, because a lot of the prognosticators that believe in the Patriots are believing in the Patriots because of their ability to be carried by this defense. On the other side of this, Miami is in a tough spot. Miami is in a prove-it year for Tua. He no longer has his safety blanket in Ryan Fitzpatrick. If Tua starts thinking up this game and can't get anything going, there is really nobody to turn to down on the depth chart. Tua is going to have to play through it, good or bad. And this is going to be a very strong descriptor of how much trust Brian Flores and that staff, that offensive staff were at the top. They turned it over significantly to get Tua's coordinator from Alabama, to get an offensive coordinator that wanted to co-coordinate and highlight Tua's strengths. We are going to see significantly by the game planning of this Dolphins team, especially playing into a defense that we know should be good, like the Patriots defense, how much they actually trust Tua. Also, we're going to get to see if this Dolphins offensive line takes the next step. They have been bad. They were young, but they have been bad. And they need to take a significant step forward for the Dolphins to even think about the playoffs this season. And the second one for me is the Washington football team versus the Los Angeles Chargers. And for me, this game feels a little like budget or great value Chiefs versus Browns. We got a stout defensive front that we expect to take another great leap forward this year. A highly prolific young QB with big play weapons and a rebuilt offensive line that should become a strength for them over time. We want to see what Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to do under center, what type of offense they plan to run, and whether or not Antonio Gibson can get all of this knockoff Christian McCaffrey style offensive usage going that has been hyped up by Norv Turner and the rest of Ryan Rivera's staff. Justin Herbert, prolific his rookie year. We are going to want to see him do it again. We want to see if he can avoid a sophomore slump and, really give legitimacy to all the hype surrounding him and the Chargers this year. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting game. These are two teams that I'm very high on and think that can actually come out and make the playoffs.